My man Mitch. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday to my brother. What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the, you guessed it, Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, it would mean a ton if you could please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is Monday, December 16th. Happy Victory Monday, everybody. Your Green Bay Packers moved to 10-4 last night with a big win over the Seahawks, 30-13. The final score, a little sluggish offensively in the second half, but you won't find me complaining about a win whatsoever. We went out there, played a division-leading team in Seattle, and came away with the win. And even before Geno Smith went down with an injury, our defensive line was getting after it. They were up in the backfield all night long, and the defense overall played pretty dang good. Edgerrin Cooper is the guy I want to start with. He missed the last few weeks with a hamstring injury, and he had a little coming out party last night. 7 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass breakups, 1 sack, and 1 game-sealing interception. Big shout-out to Edgerrin Cooper for balling out last night. Young star in the making, and I know he only played 30-some snaps last night, and I understand folks are wanting to see more, but I think it is the right move in easing him back in to the lineup following that hamstring injury he was dealing with. Big shout out to Edgerrin Cooper for balling out last night. Romeo Doubs, man, what a catch for Romeo Doubs. Big catch for Romeo Doubs last night in the fourth quarter to kind of seal the game. He finished with 3 catches for 40 yards, 2 of those catches being for touchdowns. So happy to see him back out there after he's missed the last few weeks due to a concussion. He was wearing the Guardian cap, which at first kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, he's got the Guardian cap on. And then, of course, he has been dealing with the concussion. He was in concussion protocol for quite some time. And, yeah, I think it served him well. His head actually hit the ground decently hard on that second touchdown grab. So, no worries there. He's good to go and showed that last night. Excuse me. The defense overall, they finished with 7 sacks, 10 tackles for losses, 12 quarterback hits, and 6 passes defended. And, of course, the 2 takeaways, one being a Carrington Valentine interception, and as we just talked about, the Edgerrin Cooper interception. Christian Watson catching fire these last couple months, finished with 3 catches for 56 yards. Some really, really nice grabs last night. The toe drag swag on the sideline was just absolutely beautiful. A picture-perfect throw from Jordan Love to Christian Watson there. Jordan finished 20 of 27 for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. And most importantly, no interceptions. He's been playing lights out as of late as well. Without further ado, what you guys have all been waiting for, the Nicolet Law hotline is now live. You want to be a part of the show? Give me a call. The number is on the screen, 319-242-2332. I'm taking your calls now. Would love to hear from you. Hop on with me and let's chat some Packers. My man Ron's in the house. Go Pack Go. Go Pack Go, Ron. Good to see you. Everyone is chopping it up in the chat. Bryson, how about them Packers? Go Pack Go. My man Trey, Reed's starting to go off. Well, you give him some targets and look what happens, right? He had no targets, no catches, no rushes, no nothing against the Lions last Thursday night. And, yeah, last night he was getting after it. Love to see that. And yeah, got to keep feeding him the ball. Absolutely. Love me some Jaden Reed. Nick, I'd like to see us keep our foot on the gas up big. I feel like some of that comes down to coaching with such a young team to make sure we don't let up. Absolutely. It was frustrating to watch in the second half yesterday. The offense was just kind of stumbling over their own feet a little bit. Couldn't get anything going. There was quite a few penalties, and we were still dealing with those red zone penalties that have been an issue pretty much the entire season. And yeah, the second half last night, we had a lot of chances to go down there and punch in the dagger, but couldn't do it. The Josh Jacob fumble hurt, and that was tough. Jordan Love misses a wide open, if I remember correctly, Tucker Kraft, and then the next play was the Josh Jacobs fumble. You hate to see that, but at the end of the day, didn't hurt us too much. So hopefully we can learn from that, and it's a lot better to learn from those things after a win as opposed to after a loss. So not complaining too much, but got to get that cleaned up. Absolutely, Nick. Completely agree. Chris, sup, brother? What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. Laquan, when this team gets healthy and we execute, we're going to the NFC Championship. Just the NFC title game, Laquan? Come on. The NFC title, I mean, I hope we're going further. The further we go without a Super Bowl title, the more it hurts. So we all know that way too well over the last, 15 years or so. Yeah, this team, we are getting healthier. Jair, it seems like, is on the cusp of returning. Frustrating to see him practice all week and then obviously be declared out for the game. But with him being out and with Edgerrin Cooper getting eased again, I think those are both the correct calls by the Packers. We want Jair healthy for the Vikings game. We want him healthy for that Bears game in Week 18. And, of course, we want him healthy for the playoffs, most importantly. So take as much time as he needs to get healthy. Hopefully this next week he can practice all week. And we'll see where he's at come Monday night going up against the Saints. It wouldn't surprise me if they held him out of that game as well and then brought him back for the Minnesota game the following Sunday at noon. But a situation we will have to monitor as the week goes on. Laquan, happy Victory Monday. Harik in the chat at the game last night in Seattle. Go Pack, go Chance. Were electric. What a night. Pack fans showed out. Seattle takeover. Absolutely. You could hear on the broadcast, Jordan Love and Coach LaFleur talked about just that following the game, about how Packers fans took over Lumen Field and were loud. And I think they were doing a silent snap count for Seattle's offense yesterday, which just goes to show you could hear it on the broadcast. You could see it on the broadcast. It was being talked about at length throughout the game last night. Completely agree, Harik. Packers fans showed out. Absolutely. Thank you for hopping in the chat. Nick, what do you know about Guardian Cap? Romeo Dobbs, absolute stud. That catch was just a couple inches off the ground. Just absolutely picture perfect. You love to see it. What else we got? If our defense looks like that without Jair, we're going to be tough to beat. Hopefully we still get some cornerback talent in the offseason. Nick, let's worry about that when the time comes, right? Hopefully that won't be a conversation. Carrington Valentine had himself a night last night. Had a chance for an interception, but wasn't able to come down to it. And for some reason, the Seahawks went right back at him, and he made him pay. So I loved how he caught it. And immediately after he caught that interception in the end zone, he didn't even look down the field to see if there was 10 guys standing right there for him. He just went and took off out of the end zone, broke a tackle in the end zone, and took it out to about the 15. So that was cool. Better than inside the 5. I know all of us would like to see him just go down there, but hey, you got to make stuff happen. And with his first career pick, he was looking to take that thing all the way back. I don't blame him one bit. I think that's probably what I would do as well. What else we got? Chris, They had to do the silent count. Isn't that crazy? At home. And you've got to do the silent count. I did see Richard Sherman last night. It might have been this morning, talking on his podcast about being pretty disappointed in Seahawks fans and their show of support last night. Pretty disappointed in the fact that the Packers fans took over. The Go Pack Go chants, as you guys are all saying, were loud and evident, and that's just kind of what we do, baby. It is what we do. Bryce, what do we think about the linebackers? Who should be starters moving forward? Well, Quay Walker's injury is something interesting and something we'll have to monitor. If he's healthy, I think the clear and obvious answer is Quay and Edgerrin Cooper. We saw Edgerrin Cooper ball out last night, and although he only played 30-some snaps, man, he went off 7 total tackles, 1 pick, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass breakups. I mean, he was everywhere. It's insane to watch. Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker moving forward. Quay with the foot injury, I believe. I can't remember exactly. I think it was a foot. We'll have to monitor that as the week goes on. Him, Javon Bullard, and Jair, some guys we're going to have to keep tabs on as the week goes on. Javon Bullard didn't practice all week last week. It wouldn't surprise me if he will be missing not just this past game, obviously, but maybe the Saints game as well, with just how severe that ankle injury was. I would imagine he's going to miss some decent time. Hopefully he's back next Monday night, but if not, let's hope for the Vikings game the following Sunday in Minnesota, noon game. So, Bryce, thank you for hopping in over on X. Appreciate you, my man. Have yourself a great Victory Monday evening. James, it's crazy having 10 wins and being in third place in the division. Yeah, it's tough, man. Any other year, we'd be first place, NFC North, champs, hosting a playoff game, but got to give our flowers to the Detroit Lions, who swept us, and the Minnesota Vikings, who beat us earlier this year. Those teams are just winning, and they're finding ways to win. I know the Lions lost yesterday to the Bills, but, man, they still balled out on the offensive end, and you're going up against Josh Allen, the MVP favorite, it seems like now, in the Buffalo Bills, who they just knocked off the Chiefs. And they knocked off, who else did they knock off? The Ravens, maybe? I can't remember. But they've taken down some good teams this year. And in a shootout yesterday, they got it done over the Lions. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who ends up being with the 1 seed. I hope it's Detroit. You know, I'd rather go to Detroit that second round of the playoffs as opposed to going to Minnesota. I think we match up better against Detroit. And especially with their injuries, their team is beginning to create a lot of holes, especially on the defensive end. So, James, I agree with you, my man. 10 wins and being third place in the division is wild. Absolutely. What else we got going on in the chat? Appreciate you guys hopping in on this Monday night. What do you think about Matt saying he had lousy play calling? I'm not going to lie. I was a bit frustrated with him last night. It kind of felt like he was trying to drain the clock all second half. Yeah, he came out after the game last night and was talking about the situational play calling to end the first half and said it was on him. It's something that can't happen. If you're, that can come back to bite you against better teams. And yeah, we're all frustrated watching that, and obviously he is frustrated as well. There are just times where, for some reason he seems to kind of just falter in those situations every once in a while. It's not all the time, but the challenge flag was questionable. He's now 0 for 6 for challenges on the year, so pretty much just throwing away timeouts, but maybe some self-scouting going on a little bit this week with the extra day and a little bit easier, like I was talking about earlier, to correct those things after a win as opposed to after a loss. Thank you, Nick, for hopping in. Appreciate you, my man. Always tuning in Really appreciate you. Let's get the fact of the day rolling, shall we? It is a good one.
It's time for your Green Bay Packers Fact of the Day. Brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use code Packers20 at checkout. That's Packers20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so make sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, your fact of the day. Jordan Love has 56 touchdown passes through his first 30 career starts, which is tied with the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers, for the most in Packers history through their first 30 starts. One more time, Jordan Love has 56 touchdown passes through his first 30 career starts, which is tied with Aaron Rodgers for the most in Packers history through their first 30 starts. On pace with Aaron Rodgers in anything, and I mean absolutely anything, is a great thing. He's got some of the craziest stats, best stats as a quarterback in the history of the game. So to be on pace with Aaron Rodgers, throwing touchdowns, it's pretty dang good. So shout out to Jordan Love. Shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself. I used them for the Packers-Cardinals game back in October that we went to. I used them for the Packers-Dolphins game Thanksgiving night. They put their money where their mouth is. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market. And if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will give you 110% of your money back. Download the TickPick app. Use the code Packers20 for $20 off your order. What else we got going on in here? Chuck, whose jersey do you have on? I've got my own on. I'll give you a little shout out, or I'll give you a little sneak peek here. My number in high school, nothing too crazy. And then on the back, it's got, as you can maybe see, just a little custom jersey on. I got the GBP Daily patch sewn on there. So something slight, just wrapping it up. I got the throwback and got the crunch sleeves too, which is nice. So a little tighter on the arms, but I don't mind that one bit. So Chuck, thank you. Tough. I know, right? It actually turned out pretty dang nice, and I absolutely love it. So hit me up if you need the plug for the jerseys. Absolutely. So Chuck, thank you for hopping in. What else we got? James sticking around. Thank you. I think Love needs to find himself so he doesn't look like a Rodgers clone. Hey, I will not complain one bit if he is a clone of Rodgers. He's already kind of found a little bit of playing style that differentiates from Aaron Rodgers. More so looks like Brett Favre, and you could probably compare him to a lot of other quarterbacks. But just since those were the two guys before him, for us, it's easy to compare Jordan to Favre, Jordan to Rodgers. Just like if he was with, say, for example, who's somebody that's had, if he was with the Falcons, I'm sure that they would find things to compare him to Matt Ryan, or if he was with the Colts to Peyton Manning. It just kind of happens to be on our squad. If he does end up being anywhere close to Aaron Rodgers, we'll be sitting pretty good. So obviously we all know the case for Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, the greatest thrower of the football of all time. I don't think there's a debate there. Probably a top 5 quarterback of all time. Debatable, maybe. Some have him at 1, 2, 3. Some have him at 10. Just kind of depends on who you ask. If you ask me, probably he's in the top 5 somewhere. So I know he's not at 1, but he's in the top 5 somewhere. But I think he will, James. It's early. As you know, obviously, just almost 2 years in as a starter. So he's still kind of getting his feet wet a little bit and balling out in the process. So absolutely love it. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything Packers related all day long. So be sure to follow me at GBP Daily. And if you are not already, it would be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.